started before that because there was FDR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they decided that
But I
was a
think
good
that's more an
idea.
exception than a rule. I don't think they did it again until the Nimitz.
Let's see. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, CVB 42, second midway. CVL 49, USS Wright, named after the previous USS Wright, named after Orville Wright. So there's somebody who actually deserves to have an aviation vehicle named after him.
One thing I don't like is the whole...
I'm assuming FDR was only named that because it was relevant at the time.
Well, I mean, he was also the closest thing to a king the US has ever had. Man was in charge of the country for 12 years.
Like I said, just because it was relevant at the time.
Yeah, and let's avoid the politics for the moment then.
I don't like what the Wright brothers plane situation is.
And then CV-67's JFK.
Yeah, there's no way we can cross this fleet, Joram.
And that's the next one after FDR, or
yeah,
this one?
CV-67, and then
Before
Nimitz.
the Nimitz, but only by one ship.
Yeah, so Nimitz... Okay, I'm just gonna slow down and wait for this thing to go by. Then, so JFK, Nimitz, Eisenhower, Vinson, Teddy, Abe, Georgie, Stennis, Truman, Reagan, Bush, Ford, Kennedy. So
but JFK, I assume, was also a case of being relevant at the time.
Well, yeah, but then again, I'd also consider Kennedy to be somebody worthy of having...
That's true.
Yeah, man was a literal war hero. Bonk. I'm...
Sorry!
Actually wasn't trying to ram this guy, so I kind of actually feel like a bit of a douche.
I'm on fire in the first salvo.
Yeah.
And still no FP yet. Take a look around.
Okay, you know what? Sod it. I'm gonna go around the side.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
With this Maria.
Around the right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come with you.
So probably qualifies as a generally well-liked president.
Yeah. I mean, I still hold that they shot him because he was against escalation in Vietnam, but...
God, who the fuck knows?
Well, consider what happened immediately afterwards.
Yeah, but that kind of thing, you're just never gonna know the truth, are you?
No, but... Let's see. And then we have Doris Miller, and then CVN 82, which hasn't been named yet.
You know how I said I was on fire?
You were on fire.
Yeah, I'm not on fire anymore. The fire killed me.
I'm kinda sad that the US never went ahead with battle cruisers, though.
Eh. The issue with battle cruisers is that by the time the US actually got into seriously considering what to do with them, they were basically pointless.
Who killed me?
The Paris.
Mao Z. Okay, that's who I'm gonna look for then.
Our Eugen set it on fire.
What it mostly is, though, is a case of having things named after the frigates again would have been cool.
Well, yeah. Having the actual useful names is nice. Like, you know, Enterprise, Constellation, Independence, Ranger, Saratoga, Lexington, Yorktown. That's because the cruisers in the original series of Star Trek are named after the Yorktowns. And then Essexes and stuff. But they're all proper classic American carrier and frigate names. It's like if it was British, they'd be named things. You'd have the lead ship be probably actually still Enterprise. And then you'd have, you know, like Illustrious and Audacious and Victorious, and they'd probably throw a Renown in there and something, you know?
Star Trek universe is the Constitution still in existence? That's the question.
Well, I mean, as in Old Ironsides yourself?
Yeah.
Probably.
How many times has it been rebuilt by then?
I don't know, they've probably got her locked in a vacuum box in space at this point, you know?
No, it's probably a starship. It's the starship of Theseus.
Yeah, let's just retrofit a wooden frigate with warp drive.
I'll be sad.
Hey,
if
that was
they
the original
ever-
plan for Aliens 3.
Space battleship Yamato, anyone?
I mean, Aliens 3 was going to be on a wooden spaceship.
Well, I just saw Maria in front of me explode
wooden
with no
spaceship.
warning.
I'll be sad if they ever take Constitution out of the water, though, because that's the one thing she's got going for her over Victory. As it stands right now, I mean, they have no plans for it. She still sails under her own power. I mean, not
the
very
hell?
often, but it
Parrot.
happens.
Can you see the parrots?
No, all I can see is this poor light cruiser. Yes, there seems to be something wrong with our bloody ships today.
Still have to wonder why the Alaskas were called large cruisers.
Because, you know, what is the job of a battle cruiser?
That
Exploding.
Well, okay, what is the job? Okay, Invincible invented the term battle cruiser. What was Invincible designed for?
I don't know.
Killing heavy cruisers.
Killing cruisers, scouting, convoy raiding, interdiction, and general. It's an armored cruiser, but with dreadnought armament, as opposed to pre-dreadnought armament. The
We can make better
Alaskas,
cruisers than you.
the Alaskas fit that. Yeah, it's a heavy cruiser on steroids. By the end of the First World War, the battle cruiser had become a capital ship. You know, it had become a lightly armored, faster than normal battle line vessel.
Which is effectively what just turned into the fast battleship.
Correct. If you look at Hood, she's the proto of that idea. Or if Hood and the Queen Elizabeths are sort of either side of that concept. I mean, the Queen Elizabeths themselves were specifically called fast battleships.
Yeah, and then you look at like the
If they got-
Congos and the
Congos are battle
Scharnhorst.
cruisers.
Who?
Congos are battle cruisers. They had like a 7 or 9 inch belt. They are not.
It's
anything
post
worth
upgrade
talking about.
or pre-upgrade.
They didn't change the belt armor. I mean, they might have fixed magazine protection a little bit, but they really didn't change much in terms of actual survivability. The entire enemy team is hiding around this direction, by the way. That's a German battleship. There's a Russian.
The enemy ship sank.
Huh. There's a bunch of torpedoes coming this general direction, but like Hood's thickest belt armor was 12 inches. So
In the same sense that you couch. Honestly, they could have called battle cruisers like cruiser leaders and gotten away with it. And destroyer leaders, it's sort of the same. Not really the same
Yeah,
idea, but you get what I'm saying. It's a big version of what already exists.
Use Murder Westfalen?
I touched it.
Yeah, because German. I told you, German ships explode. That's why they're all 6'3".
Like the hippers.
I put a shell through its turret roof, apparently.
Oh, there's a torpedo
I
there.
assume the
There's
hippers
a
are back
bunch
to
of
doing what
torpedoes.
they
Oh, there's a
used to do, I
Spey. A
guess.
Spey has respawned.
Oh, there's a torpedo right there, Trick.
Yeah, I'm
I see no
slowing
reason
down.
why they wouldn't be back to it, so I assume that they are.
Say again?
I assume the hippers are back to doing what they used to, and that you
I
touch
have
their ammo rack and they explode.
No idea, because I
They're
haven't
very
managed to
good at
explode them.
range, but as soon as you get close, you can just dead them.
Ironic, considering their
Yeah,
dumbed
no.
armor scheme.
You just shoot under the bow turrets and they explode. Even destroyers can do it reliably. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's a British battleship. Let's see if that explodes.
I'm shooting the Spey
No.
that respawned to be
That is a
mean.
battleship. Okay.
Okay, here's a question. What did they call the Scharnhorsts? Because I've heard them called battleships and battlecruisers.
I think they were called Schlachtschiff, which I'm not sure if that means battleship or what. I don't think the
Pretty
Germans
sure that
called
means
them
battleship.
battlecruisers. Yeah. The thing is that the Scharnhorsts evolved out of a design, which evolved out of a design, which evolved out of a design, which evolved out of Deutschland. And as for the First World War definition of battlecruiser, right, being a cruiser with dreadnought armament, Deutschland I would consider to be a battlecruiser.
It fits the doctrine.
Yeah, it fits the doctrine, it fits the design characteristics of having ridiculously overgunned for...
Hey!
Would it be kind of poor if you pitted it up against other battlecruisers? Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
but
it's a light ship.
it's still a battlecruiser.
Yeah, it's just not a very good one.
Okay, Joram, what's
I
the
mean,
next target?
like saying you have the Kuma, which is a light cruiser, and you have the Cleveland, which is a light cruiser, but one
Colossus
of them's obviously
looking
way
object?
better.
Yeah. But the Alaskas are battle cruisers in the sense of the First World War British sense, right? Being giant, heavy cruisers. And the ship just disappeared, so my lock went away. I'm sitting here
Yeah, that's
staring
such
at
an
it.
annoying bug now. It used to be annoying, now it's really annoying. And your
Things
turrets
just
go
disappear.
crazy. They sort of drop out the culling for a second, doesn't it?
As in, the ship becomes invisible, your lock disappears, and your guns go woo woo woo.
Incredible.
Yeah, so dumb. But because the term battlecruiser by World War II had basically come to mean things like hood, you know, basically just extra fast,
They were
slightly
wrong.
light battleship, the Americans didn't want to call the Alaskas battlecruisers because by World War II standards they really weren't.
It's been a treaty thing as well.
No, they were a post-treaty thing.
The treaty was long
And-
gone at that point.
And treaty didn't really define battlecruiser, it just defined capital ship.
They made a distinction
what?
between aircraft carriers
There's a
and
boat
battleships.
right next to you, Joram.
Did capital ship just
Oh.
generally assume battleship? at
That thing
point?
right in front of me? Oh, that's a boat, okay.
Tasking.
Target confirmed.
Can my guns... Oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shimakaze. Who apparently is from, like, Seattle or something, because his name is Pacific Stan.
Done.
I'm gonna bully that German again. I assume it's the same guy respawning.
I don't understand why people like big cities. What is the appeal?
Honestly, the only appeal I have from cities is that they have better restaurant availability. In terms of variety.
Maybe.
I like sort of big
Well, okay.
cities.
Actually, now that I think about it, you probably have a lot less restaurant availability in general. compared
Yeah,
to
we
here.
do. But, like,
It's like I'm thinking, it's not like it's a problem here.
the only reason I like Leeds is because I can get good Japanese stuff there. You know? Otherwise I'm limited to a Chinese, an Indian, or maybe some
Oh, but-
crap pizza place, you know? That's it. I will still say the best pizza I have ever had was in Ostend.
You
best
imagine if they
pizza I ever
preserved
had.
in Alaska.
The best pizza was in Rome,
Well, I've not ever been to Italy.
but like in the sort of weird campsite I was on, it had like a clay oven and just some dude who made pizzas all day. And it was like,
I mean,
okay,
I think
yep.
I've only been out of the country 4 times. Twice to Canada and twice to Mexico.
That doesn't count.
The furthest south in Texas I've been San Antonio.
Yeah, you say that doesn't count, but the equivalent to you leaving your country is the equivalent of me leaving my state, so...
Which state are you again?
Washington, but that's besides the point. The point is, like, our states are the size of a lot of the countries over there.
Well, I asked
So what is it
specifically
that's
because
saying that in Europe 100 miles is far, and in
Longer
America
than-
100 years is a long time?
yeah,
What?
100 years to an American is as long as 100 miles is to an Englishman. because, you know, our countries over here have histories that stretch back thousands of years.
Oh.
But they're all
But everything's
tiny.
close together.
I didn't think about it from a history perspective. I was thinking about it from like an everyday perspective.
Well, it kind of is an everyday perspective because, you know, you go 100 miles in this country and you're tripping over prehistoric burial grounds, castles, cathedrals, Napoleonic stuff, World War II stuff, medieval...
You don't go 100 miles in
Well-
this country, it would take you 6 hours.
Anything that had cultural significance that old is now built on top of.
Hmm. Well, they're trying to do that here too, but, you know...
I'm still worried about that Paris went.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Because he's in first place on their team. I'm assuming he's gone around the left side, because I haven't seen him.
We need to start killing,
I'm just trying to get into a position to have free reign on them.
No, I was gonna say I need an unbiased opinion, then I realized you probably don't know anything about it.
What?
I'm gonna say it's my opinion. Pacific Northwest natives were the coolest, but I'm probably biased.
I honestly have no clue about that particular group.
Yeah, exactly.
all my knowledge comes from Europa Universalis. So, probably not.
I mean, if you wanted to have an argument about the Sioux, I could probably do that, but...
Make good pastry.
or, like, the Comanches or the Apaches, I could probably argue about those a bit, but... I know absolutely nothing about anything in the northwest corner.
Who were they? They're like...
For hell, I
know
could
some
probably even
names.
have some minor argument about the Iroquois Confederacy, but...
It was very weird. Right, we need to stop killing bots.
I don't know that I could live anywhere that's too far from the ocean. I like seafood too much.
No, the
Yeah.
fun thing about living in Britain is you're never more than like 3 hours from it.
Well, no place is 170 miles from the ocean.
Yeah, and I basically am smack dab in the middle of the country. It's about 2 hours to the coast.
100 miles is quite far.
Yeah. That said, the coast is definitely much better. It's the
Oh,
one
yeah.
thing I liked about Swansea.
100 miles is what, like a couple hours drive?
Yeah, but it takes forever to get anywhere in a couple hours here.
Plus fuel prices.
Yeah, plus fuel prices. Yeah, $6-7 a gallon.
A couple hours drive. It's like, you know, that's probably the farthest I'd drive for a weekend.
Well, when you
trip.
can get fuel.
Well, as it turns out, the government killing off most places' jobs
No
ability.
politics.
Economics is vitally tied into politics, so...
I mean, fucking everything's politics.
On a
History.
side note about that, though, celebrate that my mother has finally accepted that this isn't going to end.
Until the government lets it end, yeah.
No, I mean in the sense that she's going to stop being as careful because she's finally accepted that this isn't going to go away.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like the opposite of what you should do. You should be
Well-
more careful if it's not going to stop, surely.
Well, no, because regardless of what you do, they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, she's finally gotten away from this notion of, oh, if we keep, staying in our house and everything is going
And
to go away.
see,
And,
my mother is
never
double
going out.
vaccinated and she's tested positive.
Where it's
Yeah.
like, it's even to the
Doesn't
point of
stop you getting
talking
it.
about
No,
going
but-
on trips now.
It's like, what's the point then, you know? What's
So
the
you
point
don't die when you get it.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand. Like, okay, you're concerned about the vaccine. Yeah, sure, I can kind of understand that.
I'm more
but
concerned about the
you're
government
concerned
forcing
about the
people to do
vaccine.
stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. But the fact that people are concerned about the vaccine to the point that they would rather get the disease. What?
Okay, we really have to start killing bots.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm presently just trying again still to get in position and dodging torpedoes because there's tiny little British crappy lumps of metal
It's
flying
like,
at me.
I can see the logic and reasoning behind it, but I still don't like the fact that everything's being so forced.
Yeah, because forcing... is it really a good idea if you are literally having to force thousands of people to comply with you at any given point in time?
The thing is, they shouldn't be having to force people, but
Fascism.
it's just a really bad situation.
Oh. What?
You did warn me about the
It's like-
PT-15 torps are pretty evil.
I didn't
I'm very
see
much
those.
against the people not getting the vaccine, but I'm also very much against people being forced to get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I wish people could just get it willingly. I mean, I heard people criticizing like Krispy Kreme, because Krispy Kreme would give you a free donut if you showed them your proof of vaccination. I was
Yeah,
like, see, there's
it's like-
a good way of making an incentive.
Yes, the disease that severely impacts people with existing health conditions such as
Obesity.
problems caused by obesity. We shall incentivize them to get a vaccine against it by giving them donuts.
I mean, to be fair, when you feel like that, it's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Because
And
they're more
I
likely
also
to
thought
be...
it was a good idea in the sense of they're rewarding you for getting it, they're not punishing you for not getting it.
On the
It's
bright
not
side,
the
Biden
government
successfully
sticking its nose
killed
in it.
off many government jobs by doing this, so...
Like what?
The whole you have to be vaccinated or you can't work for the government has successfully gotten rid of several thousand government employees that didn't need to be employed. So... Yay. Then again,
Hey,
he's
it's like
also...
Take all the money saved and put it into the IRS.
Here's one way
like
of
the
looking at it.
500,000 he owes in tax money, yeah.
If everyone who is vaccinated goes back to their normal lives, it'll just accelerate the natural selection.
I mean, I've been doing my normal life perfectly fine for the last 3 months.
Well,
And now because my mother's positive, I'm not allowed to go to work.
the problem for me is my normal life is gone. Again, it's because the whole thing that it was is gone. Because I'm out of school.
Mm-hmm. And I had just
So-
about figured out what I was actually going to do with my existence, and then they decided, you know what, you're not allowed to go anywhere or do anything.
Yay. I've been meaning... I told myself I would have a job by like a month ago, and I still don't.
Yeah, putting deadlines on yourself like that isn't going to work.
Clearly.
No, it's better than putting deadlines. It's like, just do a bit every day towards it.
You know, the worst part is, it's not even getting the job that's stopping me, it's getting a license.
For
Mm.
what?
Driving.
Uh,
Just about the
Yeah.
only thing you need a license for over here.
Yeah, as opposed to this idiotic country, we need a license to watch television.
well, not really.
Yeah, BBC tax.
Eh. Don't need one.
To watch television?
Like,
Live.
what do you need a license for here? Driving, fishing, hunting, boating, which is effectively driving but on water.
Hmm.
And what else?
But yes, I should totally have to pay a tax for the BBC, which produces no content that I'm interested in paying for.
There you go.
Well, don't watch it then.
I don't, but if I watch television, I have to pay for the BBC's existence.
Yeah, only if you watch it live.
Okay, well, I've come to the decision that the time is around about 1/2 way too late, so I'm gonna go to bed.
That's sensible, considering it is now afternoon here.
4 a.m., let's
Oh,
go!
But yeah, I don't think I've watched live TV in a fucking decade.
I don't, but... It's
Well,
beside
you
the
need a
point.
license.
Yeah, but Dad does, because all Dad does when he's here is watch television.
We seem to be ahead on tickets. I don't think they're gonna get like 3
In 30
kills in
seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm focusing on this cruiser that's decided it wants my ass.
Oh no, stop.
That is
my
a
house
very
has been
large
hacked.
plane in the distance.
Did you want to join us, Rick?
Yeah,
Cool.
be fine.
Bullying Wyoming.
Bullying Wyoming's in his third love, yes.
Well,
Yay, I came first place. That's my first place this patch.
Nice.
nice.
Finally some.
The first one that I feel like I actually did something to justify it.
I mean, you did well. You just went out to sea and murdered everything.
Yeah, because I kept my range and didn't get attacked. Well, I say didn't get attacked. I one-shot a battleship or two.
Wait, that was a half-hour game.